Hi, everybody. Welcome to the happy hour. It's Monday. Let's kick off the week winning. And like we always do, quick, rapid fire. Not a massive slate of games, but hey, congratulations to Canada. Punched their ticket to the finals earlier with a nice 5-3 win. Give the teams a little bit of stress. Made it 4-3. Made a little bit of close late in that one. But good old Sid the Kid tossed in the empty netter, made it 5-3. Canada gets their ticket to the gold. We're going to get a rematch of what we've seen already between these two teams. Do we expect anything less? Like I said earlier to start this whole Big Four Nations, that if it was anything other than U.S. Canada for the finals, I think it would have been a total disappointment. As we've seen round one, what's round two going to be like? Amazing. I'm excited. It should be a good one here on Thursday for the Four Nations final. But hey, we got one more of those tonight. We got some college basketball action. And we got Ron here, and we got Ramon here with us as well. So before we get to that Four Nations, which is a couple days down the line, we got some college basketball to get to. So let's get to it. How you doing, Ron? How you doing, Ramon?
Doing good, doing good. I love when Auburn beats Alabama, especially in Tuscaloosa. So had a nice weekend for that one. And yesterday, a good day, and today started 3-0. So looking good going into tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, a couple of wins so far, Rod. Who says there's no sports on holiday Monday? They took care of us a little bit here today with some hockey, basketball, soccer. So good start to the week so far.
Right, and then and I believe this really early game kicked off. How's that one doing? Anyways, I did not know. I was too busy watching the hockey.
They won by like 24.
Final, Howard wins it. 86-62, pretty easy cover.
62, I knew it. I knew it. I knew you couldn't take that over. We were talking about in the over. We talked about it at the end. Somebody was in the chat and said, take the over 68.5 for Maryland East Shore. And I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I have not seen Maryland East Shore score any more than 68 points in a long, long time. And look, they didn't do it again. So I hope we got you off of that bet there. I believe it was, I'm trying to remember who was in it. I think it was Lex. Lex, I hope you didn't make that bet, buddy. I hope we talked you off of that bet. Because even Sean was with us. Don't make that bet. So I really hope you didn't in that early DGen game in that one. So speaking of the college basketball games, it's the off the board day for most of these games here. But I think there's some gems. I kind of like this card. The more that we're looking at it, the more I like it. So we'll kick it off. We'll go from the 7 p.m. Eastern games, and we'll go right through to, there's a lot of 7 p.m. Eastern games. So we'll do all those, and then we'll go right through, and we'll do all the 7:30 ones as well. So everything before 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll kick it off with Ron. What do you got in that section, Ron?
Yeah, a couple jumped out at me. Of course, we got the makeup from yesterday with Northern Iowa and Murray State. Northern Iowa is the better team here, so I would just go money line on that one. I'm looking at Lehigh and Bucknell. Love Lehigh's three-point shot and their defense. Bucknell, I don't know why they're laying 6.5. I'm going to look at Lehigh in that one. And moving on, looking like Lamar. I don't even understand this line. I think Lamar should be the favorite in that one. So I'm going to take the Lamar Cardinals in that one.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you think of those ones, Ramon?
Yeah, Rod, I'll try one in this group on the extra board today. This is what it's pretty much all about today for us hardcore, big volume bettors. Got to hit up these conferences. I'm going to try the over here with Alabama A&M and Arkansas Pine Bluff. You got Alabama A&M coming in 5-0 to the over so far as a favorite. Get them as a road favorite here in this one today. Also, Pine Bluff 14-9 to the over this season. I know it's a monster number, but I figure it's probably that for a reason. Right now in this one, it is currently at 162.5. I was really actually thinking about playing as a premium, but we get a 2.5 point tax already. So give me the over here on the show with Alabama A&M and Arkansas Pine Bluff.
And me looking at these this slate of games, there's a couple here that I like in this slate of action. give me East Texas A&M here. I think that number's gone too far. You go Stephen F. Austin, that was at like 2.5, and I think skyrocketed. It's up to 5 now in places, and I think it's just too far. Give me the East Texas Lions there in that one as a home dog in a possession. I think that comes right down to who's got the ball last, and I'll take the Lions plus the points there in that matchup. And then another one I'm looking at here is give me Texas Rio Grande Valley. I'll lay the 4. Incarnate Word. They're definitely not playing good hoops. You look at what they've done over their last few on the road, not been good. Their last 11 on the road, they're 1-10 ATS in their last 11 on the road versus the conference opponent. So I like Texas Rio Grande Valley there by about 8. So lay the 4. It's up to 4. I still like it there at 4. I think we easily cruise to the 8+ point win in that matchup. And then one more I like here is give me the over between McNeese and Southeastern Louisiana. You look at McNeese, and they love to score. They start shooting the 3, and that could turn into a track meet real quick. And at 138.5, I think it's too low in that matchup. You look at Southeast Louisiana, it's been 16-6 against that number. As a home dog, it's went up a little bit from what it was this morning. So you're getting more numbers there. I think we get a higher scoring one in that matchup. Give me the over 138.5 between those two. All right, heading on into the last slate of the games. We'll go all the APMs, and we'll finish it off with the last night of the night, probably the bigger game of the night, Arizona taking on Baylor. In those ones, we'll start at the other end. What do you think in those ones, Ramon?
Yeah, Rod, I'm still going to have to hang out here on the extra board. I'm going to go right to the bottom of the board with Texas Southern and Southern current total. And this one is what I'm going to look at. Right now we're sitting at 142 in this one, and I'm going to take an under here in this one, Texas Southern and Southern. I think that's the way this one will go. The move has come in here a little bit on the under in this one, and for me, I just think that in this game, relatively close spread currently at 6.5 here right now, up to 7 here at this point. I rate this one in the 130s here. I can't point to any trends specifically on these two, just kind of these Southern conference home games for Southern as a favorite have tended to be lower than this number, even dating back a little bit longer than back to last season as well. So I figure Texas Southern is going to hang in there in this one, but give me the under this one with Texas Southern and Southern tonight.
Heading on over to Ron. What do you think of these late night slate of action, Ron?
I'm going to look at K-State and Utah. Utah's coming off that upset at Kansas at home on Saturday night. It got me and probably everybody else. Didn't see that one coming. But the thing about Kansas State, if you look at their past records, they win 6 in a row. They lose 6 in a row. They win 6 in a row. I mean, that's the way they're doing this year. If you look at it, honestly. Well, guess what? That first loss came against BYU, and they're going to keep on losing. They're just a streaky team. And I think Utah can build off that win against the Kansas Jayhawks, and I'm going to take Utah tonight.
I agree with you. I love the Utes there in that spot. They're playing pretty good hoops here, and at home they've won 14 straight at home in the John Huntsman Center. So yeah, give me the Utes there in that one. I agree with you there in that matchup. And then looking at Arizona and Baylor, I like the over here. It opened 151.5. It hasn't moved. It's still at 151.5, this total. And I like the over here in this matchup. You look, what has Baylor done following failing to cover 2 or 3 against the spread? They've played in a higher scoring one the following game. 8-0 to the over following failing to cover in 2 or 3. Both these teams definitely can score plenty of points. We see that Arizona's average is 81 points a game. And Baylor at home, they're scoring 85 points a game here at home. And even if you look at their numbers over their last 5 games, they're averaging about 74 points. And you look at on the road, Arizona averaging 77 points a game. And then, well, those numbers still get us up and over this total of 151. You look at Baylor at home, 8-3 to the over. Well, Arizona on the road, 7-5 to the over. So I think at 151.5, that's too light. Give me the over in the Baylor game tonight in that matchup. And then the other one we're looking at here is the big one of them. I guess people said Duke coming into Virginia, and you look Duke laying 14 in that matchup. Total been up and down. It's now settled kind of at 132. We did see a 133 this morning. Last night I also seen 129.5. I seen it pop up to 130. It's been up and down like this. I think we scored into the 140s. I still like the over at 132 where it is now. I think we score into the 140s on that one. It's still looking at what Duke's been doing, and they've been averaging 80 points a game. So they score 80, and Virginia scores 50. Well, that's pretty close to be getting over this number. So I like the over the total in that matchup. Well, that wraps up the slate of college basketball action. Only one little thing left is the basically the meaningless game in the Four Nations. Sweden taking on Team USA. Anybody got an opinion there?
Yeah, I got the under. I got an Oettinger against Olmark. We're going to take the under. It's under 6.5 right now. I think you can get it. But I do like Sweden to win. U.S. had got nothing to play for today.
What do you think, Ramon?
I got to take Sweden here, Rod, with USA already having punched their ticket. I stand corrected, brother. You told me before the tournament started. I was interested. I was excited about this tournament. And maybe that's what maybe I was a little bit right in those first two. But when we got to Saturday night, Rod, everything you said came true. And just a huge joke what the NBA put up against the NHL. I mean, that. They called me out on my morning show. I said that the Four Nations game between the United States and Canada was the highlight sporting event so far this year. They said, what about the Super Bowl? I said, did you watch the Super Bowl? I would have watched that game with Canada and the U.S. 10 times before I watched that 44-0 Super Bowl game that I know went a little bit more scoring, but it was 44-0, man. That game on Saturday night, Rod, you guys sold me on it, and I'm all in on that final. But tonight, give me Sweden with USA. Obviously, with one of the brothers out here, maybe with that. Got to be ready for that big game. So I think it's pulled back a little bit, and maybe Sweden gets a little pride out of this one, trying to get that third place finish and outlast the Finns there. But I'll take maybe I'll grab them on the puck line here. USA still a pretty big favorite, despite the obvious overtones of them having already clinched. You can still get Sweden at a okay $1.55, $1.60 price, I think, on that puck line. So I'll take them on the puck line because I want to win this bet. But they might win tonight for sure.
I don't have the number off of hand, but I'm going to look at the other side of that. I'm going to take the reverse puck line. I think Sweden pops in that empty netter late, and they win it 3-1. I think it's a close. It's going to be one of those defensive type style games. As Ron alluded to, Allmark most likely gets a start. And then the big storyline behind that is it'll be Allmark's first game in Boston since the trade. So wearing his team country colors, he'll be up for that game, especially being in the arena that he started his career with, playing for the Boston Bruins. I think he has one hell of a game for Sweden. Maybe he gets a shout out, but we'll give it up one, I think, in that matchup. And then Oettinger on the other side, how can you it's tough. But the problem is the team in front of him has to be motivated into it. And from what I'm hearing, this Sweden team is taking this as this is like a Super Bowl for them. How often is this Swedish team going to get together and be able to play into one of these international competitions? So, yeah, I'm with you. Give me Sweden, and then I'm with on to give me the under. I think it's 3-1. Sweden pops that empty netter. If you want to take a risk and take the little bonus, you probably get a good plus price on the reverse -1.5. Sweden wins by 2 goals in that matchup. Might be a good plus price. So definitely take a sprinkle of that. So now that wraps up today's sports action. And we head on over to the we got a game in the future for the Cappers might give you. Maybe they have a parlay here. Maybe they got a player prop. Well, it's up to them to decide, but they'll give you what they got. So let's see off of their play there. And then our best bets you can find over at Tony's Picks. So they'll let you know what you got over there going tonight as well. Heading on over to Ron. What do you got, Ron?
Yeah, swept the board in soccer today, and of course that over in the in the hockey game. I got a 3-pack tonight in the NCAA, my full court press. Along with that is the NCAA 3-point play. That's my best bet on the board for tonight. For a parlay, I'm going to give me Lamar on the money line. I'm going to go 3 dogs outright here. I'm going to take Lamar, and I'm going to take give me Arizona. I'm going to take Arizona outright in that one. And then tomorrow, Club Brugge. They made a statement against Atlanta. Watch out, because that team is hot. They are going to Atalanta tomorrow, and I know Atalanta is going to need 2 goals. But look at Club Brugge to maybe take them out tomorrow.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you think, Ramon?
Club Brugge, that sounds like where I would go back in my 30s a little bit. All right. All right. Let me roll a parlay here on the extra board. I got to have all my plays on the extra board tonight. Let's go with Alcorn State and Florida A&M game to go under here for sure for Florida A&M. They're seeing some of these home games certainly closer to 130 than 140, and right now it is about 137.5, I think, right now. 137.5. Give me the under here. Alcorn and Florida A&M. Nichols over New Orleans. This one's been a runaway favorite here today for Nichols. They're obviously the better team. Look, 9.5. It might be okay. New Orleans is one of those teams with the 4 wins and 22 losses this season, so I'll be okay with a double-digit win for Nichols on the road over New Orleans. And I'm going to go Coppin State and South Carolina State here to go over in this one tonight for South Carolina State. These home games have definitely seen some numbers higher than this here right now. I've heard back and forth from everyone talking about the side here, so I just ended up on the total here with Coppin State and South Carolina State game to go over tonight. Current line there currently sitting at 142. So it's under in Alcorn, Florida A&M. It's Nichols State, and it's Coppin State, South Carolina State over for a 3-teamer. Over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm still ready to roll tonight on this college basketball card. Take advantage of a little hot streak here. Well deserved by me. So I got a 5-pack up there tonight with this card over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT to save 15% off of this premium package tonight. Of course, it's always profit guaranteed. I must show a profit. You can get credits back to your account. You can hop on board with me or go with the other guys if it doesn't come through. But I'm coming through again tonight with another winning card over at Tony'sPicks.com, Rod.
Nice. For me, I'm going to go with just a 2-teamer here tonight, and we're butting heads with Ron. I like Baylor here. I bet Baylor at home. I fade them on the road. They're back at home here in this one. Don't like what I've seen from Arizona over the last couple, and everybody's all talking about the guy being up for Baylor. Well, he was already out the last game for Baylor, so I'm not too worried about that. Give me Baylor at home in that matchup. Pair it up with the Utes. Give me Utah. So Baylor and Utah, 2-teamer for me in that there. Today, 3-team, I didn't want to press it. So if you want to take the under in the 4 nations as the 3-teamer in that one, I'm just going to stick with the 2-teamer. Baylor, Utah in those ones. And then for me, over at Tony's Picks, when we kicked off the day with the over in the first gaming Team Canada. So nice start there today. I have my 10-star college basketball slam dunk of the day. Sold separately by itself, my best bet, or that best bet is included in my 3-pack over at Tony's Picks. You can scoop that up. But better yet, hey, the NBA is back, as we see in the chat. Somebody's already jumping on Thursday. They're ready for the Cavs money line on Thursday in that match.
I think he means Virginia.
Well, you're on the Cavs. Virginia tonight. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I got Duke in a big way.
I don't know.
I just gave you a premium. Take Duke.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know about the Cavaliers.
Hey, Tremaine, you know what? Maybe Duke will be late for the game.
Maybe.
Well,
there's going to be big snow on the East Coast right there.
They haven't been late for the game all year, so even the spots that we've seen expecting a letdown spot from Duke, we have yet to see that this year. They've been pedal to the metal all season long, so we'll see how that one goes there in that one. I thought you were talking about the Nets on Thursday. I was like, wow, you're already 12.5. I thought it was one of those money line guys. Cavs, they're laying 12.5, I think, on Thursday. So I thought we were getting in.
We got a Hornets Lakers game on Wednesday, though. So yeah,
better take the Hornets in that one.
That's the makeup from the Flyers.
LeBron's. So it's a makeup one. LeBron's. Is he going to play? Yeah, of course he's going to play. Come on now, who we kidding?
He didn't play last night. Didn't need him.
Well, of course he didn't want to. He didn't like that style. He likes the all-in scoring. I don't have to work so hard.
Just give it to Curry. You'll throw it in from half court.
Yeah, right.
A couple of your best players skipping these all-star games. Maybe you should fix your all-star game.
I don't know. I was watching SNL 50. Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary.
Tune in Thursday because you're going to see one heck of a hockey game. We seen a fight within the first 9 seconds. Do we see another fight within the first 9 seconds? I vote yes within the first 10 seconds. We see a scrap because these two teams don't like each other, and they've already started with the beacon back and forth. So
I got to ask you, Rod. You watched the game today? You watched the whole game from start to finish?
Yep.
Did the Americans boo the Canadian national anthem?
Yes,
they did. Of course
they did.
Gonna be brutal. Wait till Thursday.
Not as hard as the Canadians booed the American national.
No, I agree, Richard Lockhart. It's trash, man. NBA is trash.
But they did. There was the booze. Ooh, we can see it. So it was there. It's
as long as they didn't, boo the Finland national anthem, we're good.
No, it got quiet, and people were like, "What's going on?
What song is this?
What song is this?" Yeah. It was good. Whoever she was a pop singer from Finland who sang it. So, yeah. Kudos. It was good. If she would have got it wrong, I wouldn't have known whether she did or didn't either way. So, all righty, that wraps up the Monday show. So definitely, how does it feel to become the 51st state? We're not going to become the 51st state. You're silly. Come on. You know what that would cost me for it to become the 51st state? Yeah, that's not happening. And by the way, the weather tonight will be about minus 35 Fahrenheit up where I am, and I'm only about 90 minutes from that 49th parallel. So I'm not like living up in the North Pole. I'm like maybe about 60
Santa
minutes.
Rod.
Yeah, it's not Santa Rod. It's about 60 minutes from the border where Montana is. So when you look at Montana, yeah, see, it's minus 5 here in Chicago. Well, it's right now I'm looking at minus 20 Fahrenheit with the wind. You're looking at more like feels like minus 38 Fahrenheit up here, and it's true about Montana. So a lot of Americans want to come moving up into this neck of the woods. It's like this for 6 to 8 months of the year. So you're more than welcome. Lots of room, lots of places to live. Definitely. Just watch out because some of the land that you do live on turns into a swamp come springtime. Because that's what happens. It freezes in the winter. Lots of muskeg up here.
What are they talking about for the Toronto baseball players, Rod, as far as salaries and things of that nature? Is going to be affected with the tariffs and whatnot? Because there's American players obviously in Toronto.
Yeah, but the tariff isn't going to affect any American. It's not going to affect athletes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's you're only going to affect goods and services. And what'll happen is what's going to happen is American prices of gas is going to skyrocket. Your price on metals, your price on oil, your price on all that stuff that you get from Canada, it's going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect us. We have lots of it. It's kind of, it's, I don't know, shoot yourself in the foot, really. It is what it is.
We better pick some winners then. Get on board.
You better get some winners. And what's Canada going to do? We have a lot of nations that'll be behind our back if you guys decide to invade. It's never going to come to that. I'm telling you, it's never going to get to that far. We're gonna have world war over Canada. I don't think so. Now you're being silly. There, Jamie Burke 13. Now you're being silly. And when you really look at it, it's the big brother. Who do you think the U.S. trades with? We trade with you guys. They have little war games together. They do it all the time. You got the Americans come up here for training. We even have Australians that come to Canada.
Well, I did in the Navy, Rod. We got our ships together in the Pacific.
In the Pacific, and went to Canada. So we had
called
Canadian
RIMPAC.
vessels. Yeah, RIMPAC. That was it. That's the name of it. Yeah. Did Canadians win any of those? Against you. Did the Canadians win any of those events there, Ron?
We were on the same team.
Yeah.
We were fighting Japan.
Fighting Japan, right? But just playing the games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's games. That's all it was.
Yeah. No. Never. That's not going to happen. So.
But I do remember Ramon one time back in '93, our EA6B Prowlers, who were they're jammers, right? They jammed San Diego Airport, and they were pretty pissed.
Oops. So, I'm not sure. Blame Canada. It's all Canada's fault. Definitely. We'll send you some more coal.
Canada stays a country, but I'd be proud if they were the 51st state. So how's that for a neutral position?
You can have Alaska. It's next to you anyway.
It's not happening. We can all get along together. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
All fun and games, guys.
Each and everybody. Yeah, exactly. We're just joking at our friend. Come on.
We should save the jokes for Thursday, Rod.
Well, we don't have any games to talk about right now. So I did take Stanford today in baseball. How'd you do, Ramon? You got Vandy the other night, didn't you? I know me and Rod lost our games. Yep. I had Stanford today.
Okay, yeah, pretty light card, but definitely ready to fire here on some baseball here in the days to come. We're ready to go. College.
Hey,
baseball.
Thursday we got the Cubbies and Dodgers, right? That's starting up Thursday.
Yeah, great. Better take the Cubbies.
Yep.
A lot of baseball.
Where's Sean Higgs? He had the Cubs over last year. Let's see if he gets it this year.
No, I think he said take the under. I believe.
Oh, did he take the under this year?
I think he said to take the under. Don't quote me on that, but I think he did say to take the under.
Yeah. Take my Royals over.
Whatever he's barbecuing today, he's probably cooking up something for the fam right now. So definitely that's what he's doing there. So we appreciate each and everybody. And yeah. We are just going to scrap it out, though, in the final, so it's going to come right down to it. Big scrap. Nice. That's why it's allowed. It's allowed in hockey, big scrap.
It's Apollo Creed and freaking the Russian.
It is, and it's the rematch. It's going to get pretty physical. It's going to be pretty good hockey. So if you're not a hockey fan, definitely tune in because you're going to see some great hockey from the best players in the world. Definitely tune in because it's going to be some great action on the ice there in that one. I take Sweden tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll have a good one. Don't forget, tune into the morning show, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll be back at it again tomorrow morning, finding those winners. Thanks everybody. You have yourself a good night. Crush it.
See you tomorrow night.
Get the books.